Honestly, I don't even know where to start. The house is finally quiet, but it's that kind of heavy, uncomfortable quiet where you know something is broken. I'm sitting here in the kitchen, staring at the dishwasher I just loaded for the third time today, and I just feel empty and angry. Yeah, mostly angry, but also just deeply, deeply tired. I need to talk about this because I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like the bad guy in a movie I didn't write. I've been married for 13 years. 13 years. We have 3 kids together. And for the longest time, I thought we were a team. Or at least I tried my hardest to make sure we were a team. But right now, it feels like I'm the only player on the field and she's sitting in the stands booing me. Let me give you the background so you don't think I'm just some jerk complaining about chores. I've been working full-time for 16 years, pretty much since I became an adult. I've got a gap in my resume of exactly 2 months. That was a couple of years ago when I got laid off. And let me tell you, those 2 months were terrifying. But other than that, I have been the provider. I have been the steady paycheck. There were times when money got tight, debt piles up, kids need stuff, life happens. And I didn't just sit around. I went out and got part-time jobs on top of my full-time job. I've worked weekends. I've worked nights. I did whatever I had to do to keep the lights on. And here's the kicker. From the very beginning of our marriage, my wife made it a very strong point that I carry my weight around the house. And I get it. I really do. Nobody wants a husband who comes home, cracks a beer, and watches TV while the wife does everything. I didn't want to be that guy. So we had this rule. Chores are split 50-50, even when she was a stay-at-home mom. Now, pause for a second. For the entire duration of our marriage, up until 2 months ago, she didn't have a job. She was home. And look, I know being a stay-at-home mom is work. I'm not saying it's not. Dealing with kids all day is exhausting. But the arrangement was that I would go to work for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, come home, and then we would split the housework down the middle. And I did it. I kept up on it. I cooked dinner most nights because, frankly, I'm better at it, and I like to make sure the kids eat vegetables. I did the bedtime routines. I scrubbed toilets on weekends. I mowed the lawn. I did my half. I never complained because that was the deal, right? Partnership. But things changed 2 months ago. And this is where my life started falling apart. She got a job. Her first job in 13 years. It's a full-time gig, and honestly, we needed the money. I was relieved. I thought, okay, great. Now we have 2 incomes. Maybe we can pay down some debt. Maybe we can breathe a little. But almost immediately, the dynamic in the house shifted. It wasn't a shift. It was a landslide. 2 months in, and she has stopped doing anything. And I mean anything. It started small. She'd come home and say, "Oh my God, I'm so tired from work," and leave her dishes on the table. Okay, fine. New job, adjustment period, I get it. I picked them up. But then it was the laundry, then it was the cooking, then it was the kids. Fast forward to right now. I am currently doing all the cleaning. I am doing the grocery shopping. I am doing the laundry, washing, drying, folding, and putting it away. I'm doing the dishes every single night. I'm prepping all the meals. I'm taking the kids to childcare in the morning and picking them up in the afternoon. I am doing 100% of the domestic labor, plus my full-time job. And her? She has a desk job. It's 100% in an office, sitting down. She's not out there digging ditches. She's not on her feet serving tables. She gets full access to her phone all day. I know this because I see her active on social media. When she comes home, she turns into a statue. She walks in, kicks off her shoes, and hits the couch. She spends all her time at home scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or talking to her friends or her family. The kids, man, this part breaks my heart. The kids are excited to see her. They run up to her, "Mommy, look at this. Mommy, play with me." And she just brushes them off. She literally waves them away without looking up from her screen and says, "Not now. Mommy's too tired from working." She pushes me away too. If I try to ask her something about the schedule or just talk about our day, she sighs like I'm asking her to solve a physics equation. So last night was the breaking point. The moment where I just couldn't bite my tongue anymore.
It was chaos. You know those evenings when everything goes wrong at once? That was last night. I'm in the kitchen. I've got dinner on the stove that I'm trying not to burn. Our youngest is having a full-blown meltdown, screaming, crying, the works because he's overtired. And then inevitably, someone knocks a bowl of soup off the counter. It went everywhere. Sticky, hot tomato soup all over the floor, splashing onto the cabinets, soaking into the rug. I'm down on my hands and knees, scrubbing this soup up. The baby's screaming in my ear. I'm sweating. I'm exhausted from my own day at work. And where is my wife? She is sitting on the couch, 10 feet away. She didn't even flinch when the bowl shattered. She didn't look up when the baby started screaming. She is on her phone with her friend, giggling. And then I hear her say it. She says into the phone, I know, right? It is just so hard to be a mom while working full time. I am just drained. Nobody understands the pressure. I froze. I literally stopped scribbing. The soup is soaking into my knees, and I'm just staring at the floor, listening to her complain about how hard she has it. While I am literally wiping up her mess and raising her children. Something inside me just snapped. It wasn't a yell. It wasn't a scream. It just came out of my mouth before I could stop it. I muttered loud enough for her to hear, "It's hard to be a mom when you're busy hiding from being a mom."
The room went silent. Well, except for the screaming kid, but she went silent. She stopped talking to her friend. She slowly lowered the phone. She looked at me like I had just slapped her. Then she put the phone back to her ear, and her voice changed. It got high and shrill. She started bitching to her friend, right in front of me. "Did you hear what he just said? Oh my God, yeah, he's being a total prick. I have to go. I'll call you back." She hung up and stood up. And she came at me. She starts yelling, not asking what I meant, not apologizing for ignoring the soup disaster, yelling. She's screaming that I'm unsupportive, that I don't understand what it's like to have a career. And then she says it, the thing that you can't take back. She looks me dead in the eye and screams, "You are just a useless college dropout. I am having to pick up your slack to provide for this family because you couldn't hack it." A useless college dropout. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I dropped out of college 16 years ago because I needed to work, because we needed money. I have worked every single day since then. I have broken my back for this family. I have worked 2 jobs so she could stay home with the babies. I have never ever thrown my education status in her face or made her feel bad about not working. And now, because she has a desk job for 8 weeks, suddenly I'm the deadbeat? Suddenly she's the savior of the family? I stood up. I ignored the soup on my pants. I looked at her and I said, "Are you kidding me? I have worked 2 jobs at the same time. I have worked 60-hour weeks, and I still managed to help out around the house the entire time. I still did my 50-50. You get one full-time job where you sit in a chair all day, and suddenly you can't load a dishwasher? Suddenly you can't look at your own children?" I told her she needed to step up. I told her that providing isn't just a paycheck, it's showing up. And right now, she's absent. She didn't have an answer for that. She just sputtered for a second, turned purple, and then stormed out of the room. She went into the bedroom and slammed the door, but she didn't stay there. A few minutes later, she came out with a pillow and a blanket and set herself up on the couch. She wouldn't look at me. She wouldn't speak to me. I cleaned up the rest of the soup. I got the kids calmed down. I fed them dinner. I gave them baths. I read them stories. I tucked them in. She stayed on the couch, scrolling on her phone, ignoring everyone. That was last night. She slept on the couch. This morning, she left for work before I could even say anything. Not that she would have responded. The silence in the house is deafening. It's thick. I honestly don't know what to do. Part of me wants to apologize just to keep the peace, because I hate fighting. I hate this feeling in my stomach. But the other part of me, the part that is scrubbing toilets and working overtime, knows that I'm right. If I apologize, I'm validating her behavior. I'm saying it's okay for her to check out of our life just because she has a job now. It's just the hypocrisy, you know? For 13 years, she preached about equality in the home. She made sure I knew that her time as a mother was just as valuable as my time as an employee. And I agreed. I respected that. But the second the roles reversed, or not even reversed, just equalized, she decided the rules don't apply to her. She thinks because she brings home a paycheck now, she's exempt from being a parent or a partner. And calling me a dropout, that stings. That really, really stings. It shows what she really thinks of me. That all my hard work for the last decade and a half doesn't matter because I don't have a degree. So yeah, tonight is looking great. I'm guessing she's going to sleep on the couch again. She won't even look at me. Oh, and I have a little update because, of course, it gets better. Apparently, word travels fast. You know how small towns are? Or maybe just how gossip works? Well, shout out to Audrey. Thanks, Audrey, whoever you are. My wife's friend, maybe the one she was on the phone with, maybe another one, found my post, sent it to my wife. My phone blew up about an hour ago. She is pissed. She's texting me in all caps saying I'm a piece of trash for publicly airing out our laundry. She says I'm trying to humiliate her. She says I'm manipulating the narrative. She's not mad about the facts, by the way. She hasn't denied a single thing I wrote. She hasn't said I do help out or I didn't call you a dropout. No, she's just mad that people know. She's mad that she looks bad. And you know what? I'm done. I'm done walking on eggshells. I texted her back. I said I'm not going to change the details. I'm not deleting it. If you are so pissed that I aired out our laundry, then maybe you should try washing some of your own laundry for once. Petty? Maybe. But I've got 3 loads of clothes to fold tonight, and none of them are going to be hers. I don't know where this ends, guys. I really don't. 13 years is a long time to throw away. But I can't be a single dad to 3 kids and 1 adult woman. I just can't. If she wants to be a partner, I'm here. I'm ready. But if she wants to be a roommate who critiques my career choices while I clean up her soup, she can stay on the couch. I'm going to go check on the kids. At least they're happy to see me. That's something. Right? That's got to be something. I just hope she doesn't come home and start screaming in front of them again. I don't have the energy for round 2. But if she brings it, I guess I'm ready. This dropout has a house to run. And apparently I'm the only one running it. We'll see what happens when she walks through that door tonight. I'll keep you posted, but for now, I've got dishes to do. Again.